guys, back with another tutorial on 3D animations. This time we're talking about position. We have our dog back, so I want to show you a cool way to introduce our dog. So we got to make sure that our 3D is enabled. So go ahead and click that box right there. Say this is our final position. I'm going to just turn on the keyframe for position right there. I'm going to go back. I'm going to basically move our dog in space closer to the camera, so close that he actually goes behind the camera. You can see I'm basically moving him, and then finally he pops behind the virtual camera that is our composition. I'm going to make the second keyframe easy ease, and let's see how this looks. That's super fast, so I'm going to make this a little bit slower. But you have your dog popping in from behind camera. This is a great way to animate logos flying in from the back of the camera. You see that a lot, or just text in general. You can also do it the opposite, so instead of zooming in from behind, we can basically zoom in. And you know, this you can do the same animation using a change in size animation, but using the 3D just gives you a little bit more flexibility and more options. So to make it fully disappear, you have to put them way back. So what I'm going to do is actually use an opacity transition. So press T to bring up opacity, press U to bring up both all the keyframes. I'm going to move this opacity keyframe at 100 to about here, and then turn it to 0. So it basically fades in from the distance. There you have Fido kind of flying in from the distance. That's another cool way to introduce text or a logo, or anything. If you have different objects or different blocks of text, that's a cool animation to use. So that is position. Let me show another one involving position and rotation animation. So here I added this text. As you can probably guess, we're going to do a Star Wars text animation. You know, if you've ever seen Star Wars, the famous way that the text flies in. So I added this text block. The way that I did that, just show you, is if you have your text tool, you can just click and drag and create a box, and then when you type in here, it automatically stays within the framework of that box. So let me turn on this layer back so you can see it. So first I want to rotate this, so I'm going to rotate this on the x-axis, so that's a little bit, looks like it's flying in from the distance, so it looks a little bit 3D. And then I'm going to set position keyframes. So let's see what position we have to actually change to make it look like it's flying in. So what you can also do is you'll see these arrows, this blue, green, and red arrow pop up in the center when you have 3D on. Let me undo, so now you can see that, and you can basically move these different options. So if you move, you'll see that a little X appears on next to your mouse, and that's if you want to change the X-axis. Z, move back and forward, and then Y, move up and down. And so for this effect, actually we're using a Y animation. So we'll we'll just start this about right there, and then that will be our end spot, and then move this forward, and then we will move this composition using the y-axis beyond the screen. And what you can do is, once you have that Y and you're clicking, you can press shift and it will move it further. So something like that. I'm going to move this to the very start of our composition, And this is probably going to move really fast, but you'll get the point. So there we have our own Star Wars looking animation. The text flying into the distance. And in Star Wars, it actually has a little bit more of an angle, and it just kind of slowly fades into the distance. And it doesn't really go above the top of the composition, but you get the point of how you can create some cool animations with the rotation and the position. Because I wasn't just actually editing the Y axis of this layer. As you can see, as I move forward, it was editing both the Y and the Z axis with the numbers changing down here. So those are cool, two more cool animations for you guys to try out. I hope you are practicing as you go along with these lessons. And we're going to do some more 3D work in the next few lessons, so I hope you're enjoying this and learning a lot. Have a great day and stay safe.